So welcome to the today's video. This is Bootstrap part 4. It's Bootstrap part 4. What we are going to see is we are going to see about container and we are going to see about the grid class. Okay, grid system in Bootstrap. Grid system in Bootstrap. Okay, we are going to see these two things in today's class. So what is the main task is, if I ask you, if I just tell you one fact that Bootstrap follows a 12 column grid system. Bootstrap follows a 12 column grid system. Means you can arrange your site inside the 12 columns and make it responsive. This grid system is responsible for making your site responsive. Okay, with the help of this grid system, you can make your site responsive. Let us see how you can make your site responsive. We need to just go to our desktop. We will just click this. We'll go to the desktop folder, and inside this desktop folder we'll open this, and what we'll do, we'll go to the web dev folder. Okay, inside this web dev folder we'll go to the Bootstrap and we'll right click and we'll just open it code. We'll open this Bootstrap folder with the code. So it has opened my Bootstrap in the code. So what I'll do, I'll just cut all these things. I will just cut all the things. I'll create a new file. Let me just create a new file. I'll create something called container bootstrap.js. .html I will create. And next I will just go to our browser. Let us go to our browser. And here I will just write getbootstrap.com. I will just write getbootstrap.com. Get Bootstrap I will search. The first site I will get is getbootstrap.com, official site. And in this official site, I will just click this first part. I'll click read the documentation. I'll read the documentation. I will click on the quick start button. I will copy this and I will come to my VS Code and I will just paste it. Okay. So let us get this thing done. So I'll just print hi. I will just use H1. I will use hi, and I will just right click and open with live server. Okay, it has been opened in the live server. So we got a one hi button. So what is the main thing is, I want to just show you how it looks. Just if I write div.container, means a div having a container class, then I will write hi, I am a container class. If I just write this way, you can see we got some space. We got some space from left and right. We got a space from left and right. Okay, from right also, if you want to see, then just I will escape this and I will come here and I will use one paragraph with lorem ipsum of, let us say, 500 something. If I come here, see, we got a space from left and right. This is happening due to the container class. Means the container class will arrange your elements into the center. Okay, it will give some space from the left and right. So you can use this container class. If I just want to justify it properly, then I can just go here and I will just make it down and I will text justify class I can give. Okay, we can say text classes. We can search exact classes. Text align, we can just write text alignment. We can just check out which class is used. So text start center, this is wrap, this is word break, transform. I believe we have justify text. I don't remember this exact class. We can write text align justify. Text align. We can search this text align classes. Text alignment. We can have start, center, end. We can go with text center. Copy this class, we'll come here and we'll paste here. We'll remove this text center and we can just have a look how it looks. Okay, it looks this way. It doesn't satisfy my thing, means I will just write my text class mtc. Inside this head I will come here, I will just write style tag. I will just write dot mtc my text class, and I will just text align justify. If I don't get any bootstrap class, I will just write my own classes. Okay, and I will make it my class as important class. I should not get this class, so it is important. You can see it has aligned successfully. Okay, this is the container class. It will leave some space here and some space here. If you want to know, then I can just use some background also to show this. We can use some background. Okay, we see the bg, let us say danger will make, so that we can get how much. This is the container power. We can get the container here. If you want to show the same thing with the container fluid, we'll write one more div dot container. Now I am writing fl uid fluid. Here I will, what I'll do, I will just write h1 tag fluid container, and we can just see it will take at the end, it will take at the start only, it will not adjust at back. So to verify this, let us write some p tag and we'll write lorem of 500. If we come to our browser, you can see this is not giving some space from the left and right. This is not giving any space from left and right. You can also give the class, that is we write my text center, right? My text class, we can give this. We can come here, we got a justification alignment here. We got a justification alignment. This is the one thing. So this is the main difference between container fluid and container. If I just write bg, if I write success, you can get, we got a full width green color. Full width green color we got. This is the fluid container, this is the normal container. So these classes you can use to make your alignments at a decent level. Okay, so this is my one thing about the containers. So let us go to the main topic. This is one thing, basic one. So let us go to the main topic. We'll go to grid.html. I will just rename it grid. Bootstrap will rename grid bootstrap.html. Next I will, what I'll do, I will come here, I'll go to the bootstrap.com, I'll click on the start, get bootstrap.com, read the documentation, quick start. I will copy this quick start button, I will come to the html and I'll paste it. Now let us say instead of hello world, I will just write bootstrap grid system. I will just write bootstrap grid system. So now bootstrap grid system, you can come here and we need to right click and open with live server so that we get this file. Okay, we get this file. So before going to bootstrap grid system, let me just tell you a few facts about it. Let me just write bootstrap grid system. Now let me just say some fact. Bootstrap uses 12 column grid system, 12 column grid system, and it is used for the responsiveness. It makes mobile designs very easy. Okay, these are something you should know before learning bootstrap grid system. Let me just show you this one image. We'll show one image. Bootstrap, we'll just write bootstrap, we'll write grid. Okay, that's all. If we go to the first link, we can just have something. Let us say these are the grid systems. We'll just write image. We'll not go to that image, we'll go to some images and we'll come here. We'll open this image in new tab. Okay, let me just zoom this image. Okay, this is very not a good image, so let's go here, we'll find some good image. Open image in new tab. All are very small. Let me just get some good image. Okay, we don't find any image here. We'll go here, bootstrap grid. on the web. W3 school, I will go. Yeah, W3 school. It will show me a good image. Yeah, this is a image what I want to show it to you. So means we have seen the display grid property, right? Same as display grid, Bootstrap has follows 12 column grid system. Means you can have column 1, column 2, and you can assign different elements here. You can span an element here. You can divide each element. You can divide to total 12. So you can say 4, 4, 4. There will be 3 elements. 4, 4, 4 means 3 elements. If you write 4 plus 8, again it is 12. 6 plus 6, again it is 12. And total 1 element if you want to keep to the 12. You can keep this way. So this thing is very much useful to create responsive designs. So let me just come here. What I'll do, I will just use one div. I will just make div dot container fluid fluid container fluid. Let me just make what I will make means I will just make div dot row. The class you need to give is row class. Okay, inside this row we are having columns. Div dot item 1 I will do, and I will write call item 1. I don't require now. I will just make one class that is call 1. Means I will just write item 1. This item is having one column, and what I'll do, I will just give a border to this. Let us just check our Bootstrap. Okay, this is not our Bootstrap. Right click, we'll close this, we'll right click this, we'll open with live server. I got one column of boot border 1. Okay, this is my one column. My screen is divided into such kind of 12 columns. So this is one column. I want to get the other columns. Means what I'll do, I'll just duplicate it down. So I'll keep changing this. 2. Now I can have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So now my full screen will be occupied with the 12 columns. You can just have a look. My screen is occupied with the wait a second. My screen is occupied with the 12 columns. You can see each column is taking equal width. 1 column, 2 column, 3, 4, and just like that I can have 12 columns. What if I add a 13th column? What if I add a 13th column? Let us take this is the 13th column. It will not be in the same line. It will not be in the same line because it goes to the next line, because maximum column you can give is 12. So in 12 columns you can adjust however you like. So this is one example to get the 12 columns. Okay, one row, let us say this one is done, right? We can having each column we can have 12 elements. This one is done. So let us come there, and what we'll do, we'll just make another row. I'll make another row, div dot row. You need to give the dot row, that is class row, to make these columns. Then I will write div dot call. Okay, now what I will need is I need column 3. I like let us say I need 4 columns. I will write call hyphen 4. How much column for you? Let me just write 4 columns. I will just write 4 columns you are taking. Okay, 4 column you are taking. Again I will duplicate it down. 4 column. It is part 1. It is part 2, and it is part 3. Now inside my row I am having 12 columns. 4, 4, 4. Okay, you can come here and you can just see Bootstrap demo. We are getting 4 columns. For this also we want to see some borders. Means let me just show you some border here so that it will be easy for you. I'll just write border. Okay, and same here I will just write border, and same here I will just write again one border, so that you can see how much space they are taking. So come here and you just see this column is taking equal space as the 4 column takings on the top. So I can have the 4 columns each. This is also taking 4. This is also taking 4 columns. So this is the columns. Let me just write one more thing. I will just write bg. I'll change the bg to the, let us say, bg warning. I will just make bg info, and I will just make one more thing is, let us say, bg secondary. I'll make bg secondary. So you can see I got the 4 columns grid. Similarly, you can give the different column or different colors to the top one also, but for your reference I just gave it is taking 4 columns, it is taking 4 columns again, it is taking 4 columns again. Similarly, I can get the different rows. Let us make one more row, div dot row, and how many columns you want to give to each element. You can just copy this for your reference, you can just paste them, you can just keep them up, or else you move the things to be up down, because so that it will be not making this contradictory. So we got the colors at the different corners. Next my thing is, let me just I want uh 3 columns for first one. Okay, 3 columns for second item, 3 columns for second item, total 3 6 9 10 11 12. I can have one more item which is having 3 columns. We can have one more item what can have 3 items. So you can see we got different colors. Instead of info I can just write danger. Okay, I can have danger. So I can say now these are the 3 columns, these are the three columns. This is having 3 columns, 3 columns, 3 columns, and 3 columns. Similarly, your wish, you want 2 columns in your site, just write div dot row, and in this div dot row you can just say uh, div dot call. I need 2 columns means 6. I will just write dot border dot bg. We'll make bg danger. One thing for item 1 having 6 call. I will duplicate it down, and having 6 call is okay. Color will make it success. You can have a look. Now I am having 2 columns. One is having 6 6. So this is how you can divide your rows and columns. Let us now take another row. If you want to make another thing, I'll just make div dot row, and inside this I am, let us take I am having 3 items. One is having 3 columns. Like that, div dot call. We can have 3 items here. 3 columns I want to have, and let us say first item. We'll make it first item. We'll duplicate it down, duplicate it down. Second one also I need 3 items. Middle one I need 6 items. Okay, I can give 2 items here, 3 items here. Total should be 12. 3 plus 6 plus 3. It is 12. It is first item to first one, second item, third item. So I will just use the border and bg classes. Border, and I will just use bg classes. I'll paste it here. I'll just paste it here, so that you can just have a look. Instead of danger, I'll make success first and danger down. Success first and danger down, so that it will be very easy for us to remember. See, now I can have one item. Second item, now it is having 6 columns. This one is having 6 columns. Again, it is having 3 columns. So any kind of layout you can make with the help of grid system. Okay, these are the grid system. You just need to write column 1 and give border and all things. If you want, just give how many columns you want this element to take. Inside this element, let us take, you want to have images, so you can make images of 2 columns each, so that you can have 2 means you can have total 6 images in one row. Okay, this kind of effect also you can have. So total you can have, like, let us say I am having this much image, 1 3 4 1 5 6 should have one image, 7 8 should have one image, 8 9 should have one image, 10 11 should have one image. So this is how you can arrange images and all these things based on your rows. So this is about the grid system. So sir, how it help us to become the responsive? Okay, this is the grid system. Means you can have the columns, you can have the different kind of columns, and you can have the different system. So I hope we have made this kind of thing. You can just try making these things. 4 columns, 4 and 8 columns, 6 6 columns, 12 columns. If you just want to have only one which is having 12 columns, you can just try making a div dot row, and you can make div dot col 12. I need 12 columns. One item I can have, one item, 12 columns, and I can just write border. I can just write border, that's all, and I am happy to see my output. You can say this is 12 columns. This is, let us just make one background color also. Just a sec. We can have a bg color to make it look good. Bg, what we have, warning we can use, so that it is, you can say that it is having 12 columns now. One item is on the 12 columns. So let us now understand how it helps us to make responsive things. What I'll do means I will just copy these things. Bootstrap, let's say grid, bootstrap, responsive.html. I will make new file and I will come here. I will copy this full image. I will copy this full one and I will just paste this. Okay, I paste this image. So now I will just run it, open with live server. Now the responsive part is also running. I'll just change the system here. Let us say responsive. Okay, responsive. What I'll do, I'll just close, delete all the rows not required for me. Okay, I'll just delete all the rows. So what I have is only one row I am having, and this border and all these things I am having. So what is my task is, I want to have the different structure on my page. Okay, for that we should know one thing, and that is bootstrap breakpoints. I will just write breakpoints. What do you mean by breakpoints? Means we have learned about the CSS, right? Media queries. That is media query. We can have the different media query for the different points. Means you can, in Bootstrap also we are given with the dimensions. Okay, if the size is less than 576 pixels, it is extra small. When we are having greater than 576, it is small device. Greater than 768 pixels, it is medium device. When greater than 992 pixels, it is large device. Greater than 1200 pixels, it is extra large device. And when it is greater than 1400 pixels, it is extra large device. So we can use this SM for small, MD for medium, LG for large, XL for extra large, and XXL for the extra large. So these are the midpoints we must remember, or we can have an idea from here, from Bootstrap basic websites, so that we can use the media query. Say they have already given us media queries. We just need to use these 3 points: SM, MD, LG, and XL and XXL. If we use these points, we can create our custom dynamic ones. So what is my task is, so let us say call one, it will be taking only on big screens. So what I'll do is, I will just change this columns. I will just have 5 columns. I will not take 12 columns. Now let us say I have 5 columns: 1 2 3 4 5. Inside my responsive grid system, I am having 1 2 3 4 5. So my task is, let us give some padding to them. I will give some padding 4 to it. I'll just make one more P4. We'll make all to padding 4. Okay, we'll make padding 4, P4, and we can make P4. So we got padding, and we'll write background colors also. We'll write BG. Here we can write danger. We'll write BG again, success. Again we can write BG info. We can write BG warning, BG warning, and we can have BG secondary, BG secondary. Okay, we are having the backgrounds also. Now I am having 5 elements with the different colors. So what is the my task is, let us say it is having one column. On any screen it will take one column, but I want to have specify different things. Means what I want, on the large screen I need to write call. On the LG, on large screen, I want this element to have the 5 columns. Let us have this. See, now I am on the large screen, so this one element is having 5 columns, and this is having one column, 6 columns, 7 column, 8 column, 9 column, 10 11 12, 3 columns are left here. Okay, on large screen what I want this element to have 5 columns. Okay, let us say second one, on call LG, on large screen I want this element also have 5 columns. Okay, this element also have 5 columns. So now I'll get 2 elements, 1 and 2 are becoming more. This 3, 5 columns, 5 columns, 10 columns, and this 1 column and 1 column, 12 columns are done. This came out, means it came to the next column, next row. So now let us take this third one. I should have column on large screen. I want you to have again 5 columns. Similarly, on large screen I want all elements to have, no, on large screens we can have different columns. For 3 let us take here, and 4 will take here, and 4 will take here. 4 for 8, 9 10 11, and I will just make this is one column. So see, I can have a one design here: 1 2 3 4. They are having different items on my column. I don't need this fifth column. Let us remove this. So this is my design on the large screen. So let us come to the medium screen. On call MD for medium devices, what I want on medium devices, the column should be, let us take, they should not be 3, it should be 4. On medium devices, the column should be 4. I will just copy this. All the elements should have 4 columns in medium devices. Okay. So it will not be affectable here, but let us just make one more device. Call SM. On small devices, it should have 12 columns. Means I want all the elements should take 12 columns on the big screen. On the small screen. On small screen, you should have 12 columns. You should also have 12 columns. And you should also have 12 columns. Now let us test this thing. Okay, we have made on the large screen, you can have the 3 columns and 4 columns and 4 columns and 1 column. But on medium screen, when you go, you should have 4 columns each. When you go on the small screen, you should take the 12 columns. Okay, let us just test this. So we are on the large screen, so it is having 1 column, 3 column and all these things. We'll inspect it. We inspect it and we'll go to the responsive mode. We'll go to the responsive mode. Okay, we'll go to responsive mode and we'll just remove these things. We don't require these ones. Call 1 is not required now. We have this way. Okay, Control Z. We can have the call 1. We remove this. Save this. We come here. See, now I am on the small screen, right? You can see it is taking 12 columns full. Means it is taking full width. So they are 12 occupying 12 columns. Okay, but when we go to, let us say, responsive mode, when we go little up, now they are taking 4 columns. Each one is having 4 and it came down 4. But when I go to large screen, now they came into same line. It is having now 3 and all these columns we have. Now if I come to this screen, this is having 3 columns, 4 columns, 4 columns and 1 column. This is the one thing. It can have 3 column, 4 column. Okay, it can have 4 again, and it is having 1 column. This is on the large screen. But when we go to medium devices, see, it became 4 columns now. It has become 4 and 4. And when we go to a small device, it becomes 12 columns each. Now each of it is taking 12 columns, 12 columns, 12 columns and 12 columns. So it is very easy to make responsive designs. When we screen size changes, we can change the columns, how much columns you are taking. So this system, we can write call LG3, call MD4, call MD12. This is large screen, medium screen, small screen. Let us make on the extra large screen. If I just want call XL, means extra large screen. On extra large screen, let us take, you can have the 6 column. This also on extra large screen. We can have 6 column. We can have call extra large screen. We can have 6 column. Call XL, we can have 6. Let us see this. When we are on the big screen, these columns, when we big screen, see, now it has taken 6 column each, 6, 6, 6 and 6. But when we go on the large screen, it will change its adjustment. This is my large screen view. When I go to medium screen, this is my 4 columns view. When I go to the small screen, I can go to the 12 columns view. So with the help of columns, I can make the responsive grid system. This is about the Bootstrap grid system and Bootstrap responsive grid system. I hope it is clear. So this is about Bootstrap grid, and for this the Bootstrap completes.